Welcome everyone to another weekly PSSM Canada meditation session. Hope everyone had a wonderful week so far and are totally charged to get even more charged from today's meditation session. If you would like, please turn on your cameras. It would be a pleasure to see you all. Thank you so much. Kamakshi Garu, how are you? Nice. Good to see all our meditators here. And today, as you know, is one of the sessions from the Gurus of India. I think this is our 10th week. I mean, we've come a long way. That's very nice. And today's Guru is Sri Shankaracharya, Sri Adi Sankaracharya. I'm sure most of you know who Adi Sankaracharya is. And the presenter is Sanjeev Garikapati. Uh, to give you a quick intro about Sanjeev Garikapati, he's a meditator. He's been meditating for almost 5-6 years now. He is a staunch follower of, if I can say, Sadhguru. He does attend a lot of his discourses, and he's been to Tennessee, and he's a meditator for a long, long time, joining us and giving a introduction or a walk us through the life journey of Sri Adi Shankaracharya. So, without further ado, Sanjeev, it's all yours now.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Mr. Prem. It's really privilege to be here and sharing a few words with you all. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Hope you can see my
Yeah,
presentation.
yeah,
Okay.
I can see, we can see, I can see it. I'm sure
Okay.
others can
Fine.
see it too.
Okay. Thank you once again, and as I said, it is really privilege to talk about someone like Adi Sankaracharya, and I'm sure like within the next 10 to 20 minutes, I'll not be able to even cover 0.1% of what Adi Sankaracharya has done to the humanity and what are his contributions, but I'll try my best to cover the things that have inspired me, like many of his teachings and many of his work that have inspired are the things that I wanted to cover in this session. So I'll get started and we can also keep it interactive. If you'd like to add anything or if you have anything to say, please feel free to stop and add. So Adi Sankaracharya, this name really doesn't need any introduction. He is, as the name suggests, Adi, like first Sankaracharya, that has set up a lot of procedures and pitas across the country. So I'll get into a few details. So he's born to Aryambha and Shivaguru. It is said that they both have done a lot of penance and prayer to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva has actually kind of asked them, okay, do you need someone who lives long but doesn't contribute much, or do you want someone who lives only for a few years but contributes a lot? So obviously, being yogis themselves, they have said, okay, we want someone who is short-lived, still contributes a lot to the world. So Adi Sankara, he lived only for 32 years, but it's unimaginable to hear about his contributions. And the contributions in 32 years itself says that he is not a human, like in the sense he is definitely Paradevata that has come to this world to bless all of us. In 32 years, without any vehicles or without any mediums, he traveled all over India 3 times. And not just traveling, but he has, wherever he left, wherever he has gone, he has left his imprints. So we will look at some of the things that he has done. As I said, it will take days to just list out the things that he has done. Forget about getting into the details, but I'll try to talk about a few things today. So he knows that he is going to live only for 32 years. So he took sannyasam at a very young age. So he lost his father at a very young age, and ideally, as any son would do, like he had to take care of his mother. But in this case, he treated the whole world as a family, not just his mother, but the whole world was his family. So he wanted to come out and contribute to the world. So what he has done is he took sannyasam, I believe, at the age of 6 itself. And the way how he took sannyasam was also pretty, interesting. So his mother, she was very loving, and she Adi Sankara was the world to him, especially after she lost her husband. And so she was taking very good care of him. And then Sankara, he knows that she'll not let him go. That is the reason why he played a small trick. He has gone into a river nearby, and then he pretended, like in the sense, there was a crocodile that caught his leg, and then he started shouting, "Ma, I'm getting drowned, I'm being pulled by crocodile." And then her mother, like she was completely dismayed, and she was like, "Oh, my son, what can we do now?" Then he said, like, "I have a feeling that if you let me go into sannyasam now, the crocodile will leave me." So she just wanted her son to live. So she kind of took the bold choice and said, "Okay, you can go, but you should live well anywhere in this world." So that after that event, he took sannyasam over there, and then the crocodile left him. Here, the tattvic meaning of this is like we are all getting drowned in sannyasam, pulled by all different crocodiles in terms of our karma, or our kind of all our desires that are pulling us into the sannyasa river. So that, like in the sense, the samsara river. So that is the kind of tattva rahasya behind it. But otherwise, this is what happened, because of which he took sannyasam. And when he took sannyasam, and one more interesting thing here is that anyone whoever enters into sannyasam or goes under this Guru Parampara, usually their name gets changed. Whomever you might have heard, for example, Bharati Tirthaswamy or Paramacharya, anyone, their name slightly gets changed. But in case of Sankaracharya, this is again one more, it reinforces the point that he is not a human. So in his case, what has happened is like he wanted to take sannyasa from a guru, and so he started walking out, and he went all the way to Narmada, and there he met his guru Govinda Bhagavad Padacharya. And then, as always, like Guru asks, "Okay, who are you? What is your name?" And any average person will try to at most give his prevara, or provide his details. But Adi Shankara, being Adi Shankara, like he gave a version of Nirvana Shatakam. And right after hearing Nirvana Shatakam, like his guru got to know that he's none other than Sankara. So he left his same name, like his born name is Sankara, and his sannyasa name is also Sankaracharya. This is one interesting fact. And also, it is said that Vyasa Maharshi has gone to his guru Govinda Bhagavad Pada a bit before and said that, okay, someone will come to you and retain his name and make him his your sishya. He is the one who is going to transform the world in many ways, and also he is going to kind of write bhashyam for Brahma Sutra. So Brahma Sutra is like a summary of all the Upanishads. If we have time, we'll just try to cover that. But this is a quick glimpse of how he entered sannyasa diksha. And then moving on, so Sankara, his contributions are so unique. Like he contributed in every possible aspect. Like in Gnana Marga, Bhakti Marga, Yoga Marga, and every possible Marga, he has contributed to the world. For example, what he has done is like he realized that the world was kind of getting into anti-Vedic paradigms, and that's where he has set up four matas across, across the borders of India. You can think of them like gatekeepers. By gatekeepers, I mean gatekeepers of Veda, and he even provided them clear instructions on how to run this. For example, the instructions to an extent that even he has given guidelines on what are the principles that each mata has to follow. They all follow different kinds of principles, and also who are their mula virats, and what kind of things that they should preach, and how the guru's names should end. For example, in Sringeri, it ends with Bharati, and if it is in, I believe, if it is in Dwaraka, it ends with Vana, or something like that. So here, Sringeri, again, this Sringeri itself has a beautiful story around it. So it is said that Adi Shankara, actually, he wanted to kind of preach Advaita. We'll just look at Advaita in the next slide. He wanted to preach Advaita, but the way how he preached Advaita is with a lot of compassion. Like, in the sense, he each of his argument, or each of his disclosures to people was carried out with a lot of compassion, because of which people were able to accept him wherever he go. And he got into a lot of arguments with people, and it is said that one of the most difficult things with Mandana Mishra. So Mandana Mishra is none other than Lord Brahma, and his wife was none other than Uday Bharati. So they were a splendid couple, and Adi Shankara, and they were following Karma Marga, and Adi Shankaracharya has gone to them to kind of argue on Advaita. Though Karma Marga, Bhakti Marga, everything is equally important, ultimate is like Advaita. That is what he wanted to preach. And so he has gone there, and kind of got into an argument. And obviously, Adi Shankara being Adi Shankara, he kind of defeated Mandana Mishra and Uday Bharati. And then they both, like Mandan Mishra became his guru, his disciple, and he became his follower. And Uday Bharati is none other than Saraswati Devi. So what Shankara requested Uday Bharati is to take the form of Saraswati Devi, and that is what he has installed. That Shakti is what he has installed in Sringeri. It is said that in Sringeri it is a live form of Saraswati Devi that Shankaracharya has installed. Of course, the story goes on like he had to get into Parkaya Pravesham to defeat Uday Bharati and all, but given the time, we are not getting into all these details. But this is just a glimpse of the kind of Shaktis that he has, um, uh, installed into each of these matas. And there are a lot of things that he has done. For example, the India was at one point were all not united in terms of what they have to follow and what they have to do. He kind of introduced different principles like Panchayata Puja and all, just to let everyone know that everything is the same. We are all worshipping the same Parabrahma in different forms. Yeah, so I'll get into it. And Prem, could you please remind me how much time I have? 5 minutes, so that I'll
Yeah, actually, you have another for 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
okay, thanks. And then going ahead, so I like all these namas. So I just wanted to kind of bound my content around these namas. So one of the things is like Advaita Sthapanacharya Namaha. So this name, what does it mean is that he has established Advaita. And on this slide alone, we can spend, I think, almost 30 minutes, but I'll get into things quickly. So what is Advaita? And this is one popular thing all of us might have heard, Jagan Midya Brahma Satyam. So what does it mean is that it doesn't mean that Jagat is lie. It doesn't mean that. What it means is like this is a delusion. Like, meaning Midya means not a lie but more a delusion. Whereas Brahma is the only Satyam. So what it means is in this world, we now, even the science is talking about this, that it is the same life energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but it is always transformed. This is what science also says. We all also know this, uh, though we don't know experientially, but theoretically we all know this. Like in the sense, we are eating a fruit, fruit has come from the mud, and we are eating a fruit, and fruit is becoming Sanjeev, and the same Sanjeev, after death, he goes back into mud. So it's we all know that it's a cycle or the same energy that is going. For example, the breath that I'm releasing, a tree is taking, and every minute I'm transacting with the world, right? The water I'm drinking is also part of this world, which is again becoming Sanjeev. Though we all don't know experientially these days, but it is kind of, we all know that it's the same energy that is getting transformed and transformed. So this is what he tried to teach in Principle of Advaitam. And it is really, really, until and unless we have a guru like Shankaracharya or all the gurus that we are having, it is difficult to comprehend because we are very much bound by the five senses with which we always look at the outer world. And a principle like this, it is really difficult to comprehend and also difficult to preach. So that is where Shankara has had his own style. The reason why he had come up with thousands of different ways of imbibing this concept into the world. So, for example, Prashnottara Ratnamalika and Eka Shloka Prakaranam, these are some of the things that I just wanted to quickly talk about because it just shows the simplicity. For example, this is one more Nama which just says that how he kind of uplifted all his Shishya. So, in this meaning, of course, we probably may not get into all the details. If you just, this is so thought provoking. If you just contemplate this one sloka, you will understand that it is Atma that is doing everything. So, for example, this goes like this. Shankara asks his Sishya, like if you just look at this paragraph, Shankara asks his Sishya, okay, what, which, what is enlightening this world, or how are you able to see the world? So this issue obviously says it's the sun in the daytime and lamps in the night. Okay, sun is there and lamps are there, but what is helping you see it? So it is definitely, the Shishya says it's the eye. Now this is where it gets even more interesting. Then Shankara asks, okay, I close my eyes, but still I know that there is something that I can see. For example, someone got eye infection. Still, he knows that there is something that he can see, though he cannot see it literally. Even blind people knows that there is something that they can see. So, which just means there is much more than what is being seen and what can be seen. So that is where it is like wisdom. The Isha answers like, hey, it is with the wisdom. But again, even there is something else that is powering this wisdom. For example, only people who have life has a wisdom, and a dead body will not have that wisdom to realize that. So it is nothing but the life which is actually doing this, and life is nothing but uh, Atma or Paramatma inside. So this sloka is just an example of how exactly he was like instilling very difficult concepts in a very light manner. And then these are some other things. Again, I wanted to talk about like he kind of installed something called as Sri Chakras. Probably I'll spend 3 minutes on this particular slide. So Sri Chakras are wherever you go, you might have heard like he has revived this temple and he installed Sri Chakram here and here in this temple or the other temple. So that is the kind of impact he has created. And two important Sri Chakras that he has installed are in Kanchi Kamakshi temple and also in Jambukeshwara Akilandeshwari temple. And very quickly, it is said that at one point, Kamakshi Devi in Kanchi was a live energy form, and people were kind of worshipping her live energy form. But as Upasana has gone down in people like us, people could not withstand her energy. That is where, her energy was overwhelming for people. So what Shankara has done is he has installed a Sri Chakra and he kind of transformed her energy into making it passive into a Sri Chakra. So that is those are the kind of things that he has done. And finally, Jambukeshwara, it is much more interesting. Jambukeshwara is like, it is Nitilinga, which just means it is all of water. So installing a Sri Chakra was there was much more difficult. So that is where what he has done is like he has created tatankas, which means what ladies wear around their ears. He has created them, and he installed Sri Chakra in that. Even now, like every year, only Kanchikama Koti Peethadipati will go there every year, and he transformed that energy into Kumbha. It's a ritual that is being performed, and then he'll install new Tatakas. It is these are all the kind of processes at depth that he has created. Prem, how much time I have? Am I done?
Uh, I mean, yeah, you have another 4 minutes, Sanju.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine.
And you
Okay,
can continue part two if you like next
yeah.
Yeah,
sometime next session. So
totally.
if you
Yeah.
have a
That's
lot,
fine. I
no
think,
worries at all.
yeah, I think
It's
I'm at the end. Probably I'll just take 4 minutes and I'll wrap it off. Okay, thank you. So then the next thing is like these are all the things that he has contributed to the world. For example, Upadesha Sahasri and Viveka Chudamani, and these are all the things that we might have heard of. And these are all the ways in which, depending upon the level of receptivity, these things help. For example, if someone is at a very high level, they probably can understand from Upadesha Sahasri, and if someone is at his infancy or in spiritual journey, probably this may help. So there are different ways how he trying to contribute to the world. Okay, and then these are all in Jnana Marga and in Bhakti Marga as well. Like he is next to none. Like Saundarya Lahari or Shivananda Lahari, Nirvana Shatakam, Kanakadhara Stotram, and Bhaja Govindam. Each of these things have a big story behind them. For example, Kanakadhara, he he kind of created this when he wanted to help one very poor lady. So each of these things have their stotras or their stories behind it. Okay, and finally, I just wanted to talk about one of my really favorite uh, thing, that is Bhaja Govindam. So this is where really we are all engulfed or completely engrossed in our daily lives. But once if we just look at something like Bhaja Govindam or these kind of shlokas, it's really thought provoking. At least this will help us meditate very well for the next 2 to 3 days. That is what I wanted to touch upon before we get into meditation. So here, what he kind of touches is he really talks about the things that we already know. We know that we'll not take the wealth that we are amassing with us, but still we devote a lot of the time to this thing. But he just says, hey, just look at what you're doing. And then he says that don't just get drowned in your delusion. Okay. And what or the kind of things that he talks about, if we just go through this once a day, it will change us completely. And I just wanted to talk about one thing here. This is my favorite. Like satsangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. So many of us think that okay, we can't meditate or many thoughts are coming and whatever. That is because in our life we get identified with different things that are not really us. That is where what he says is like Satsangatve Nisangatvam. First thing is like you should be in the company of very good people, something like what we are doing today. Like in amidst a bunch of meditators. That will kind of create that the distance. Though you are amidst different people, still you will get some kind of Nisangatvam. After Nisangatvam, you will get Nirmohatvam, meaning non-attachment to different things. Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam. The moment you get this non-attachment, okay, I'm not the body, or I'm not this wealth, or I'm not something. That is where we'll get this settledness. The moment you sit settled, that is Jivan Mukti. So so simply, he kind of even gives path to how we can attain mukti in a very simple way. So these are all the things. Again, as I said, how we can speak for hours on this particular thing, but I just wanted to close this by saying this. Um, we should definitely celebrate Shankar Jayanti and at least think of him once a day, because the way how he has transformed each of our lives, all the rituals or all the festivals that even Krishna Jayanti or whatever, they all have been transformed by Shankaracharya. So bowing down to him once again, I would like to pass it on to you back. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev. That was very comprehensive, and it you covered a lot of details, which I think is wonderful. Especially, it's very complex, as you rightly said. All these are not easy, but I should really commend you on that. You try to capture everything in a nutshell and brought all the complex spiritual information and tried to explain that to us. And I really loved the important things that you mentioned about Sajjana Sangatya, where you have to be among the people, spiritual people, so that you can differentiate between the materialistic world and the spiritual world, which I think we are all doing today here. And I'm really happy to hear that from you as well. So, yeah, I think it was a wonderful presentation and a lot of information covered. Yeah, as Anu rightly mentioned, maybe we need to have one more session to get into more details whenever you have time. Anu,
Thank
what about
Yeah,
do
yeah.
you have any
Excellent
comments?
explanation, Sanjeev. I know the Adi Shankara is one of the very, the great guru, because the Advaita philosophy, the Vedanta, the Tattva, what he talks about, and all the scriptures has written, and the stotras, even Bhaja Govindam is my favorite too. And then, of course, the Nirvana Shatkam is the one which I listen every day, literally. So it is beautiful. It's a lot of and one great example, Uday Bharati is like Madan Mishra's wife, who is a judge for their, they debate, right? The Madan Mishras and Adi Shankaras. I always used to say, like, before in that period, that usually the women are not supposed to read Vedas or, those scriptures. But then that's one example I often take, one of the great uh, things to talk about the women empowerment as well. So those days that she stood as a judge to the great scholars like Mandan Mishra and then Adi Shankara, and gave impartial judgment. That's just wonderful, and excellent session. So definitely would like to hear once more for the remaining part two. Um, so now we can move to meditation, and any questions to Sanjeev, probably we can do after the meditation session. And actually, one other thing, the Jambukeshwara, as that's beautiful to know, because what you explained about the Jambukeshwara installation of the Sri Chakra there. We last year went to Jambukeshwara, in fact, the Jalalinga, but I was not sure about that. I didn't know about that Kundalas, that consecration of that every year that happens, that ritual. So it's just great to know. Thanks for sharing all those details. So we will start with meditation. So anybody new? That, yeah, we are just practicing the Anapanasati breath meditation, which is we are just observing our simple natural breath. Please sit comfortably. If you want to make your lights dimmer, that will be helpful. And if you want to remove your eyeglasses, if you want to drink a couple of sips of water before we start our meditation session. And Prem, if you want to
Yeah,
share your music on the background.
yeah, I will share the music. Let me know if you're able to hear it or not.
So we just cross our legs, clasp our fingers into fingers, and place them on your lap. Please keep your eyes closed during the meditation session. So we are practicing a simple breath meditation where we are bringing our 100% awareness onto the natural rhythm of breathing. So we will observe each inhalation and exhalation without fail, having that 100% awareness onto our breath. When we start observing our breath, when our breath slows down, our mind automatically slows down. So you may get various thoughts as you meditate, but whenever you get a thought, just gently acknowledge the thought and bring your awareness back to your rhythm of breathing, each inhalation and exhalation. That way, after a few minutes, you will notice that your mind starts to get slowly calm, and it goes to that the silent zone. And slowly you'll be able to reach the zero states with the practice. Take few deep breaths. Please keep your eyes closed. Around you. Let's connect with this conscious group of meditators present here today. It's beautiful elevated souls. Let's shift our awareness, the world around us, to the world inside us. Slowly bring your awareness, following your breath, to your heart center. To Anahata Chakra. See how the breath is flowing through. Each and every cell of your heart center, radiating with life energies. Radiating with high frequencies of love, abundance, and gratitude. Express your immense gratitude to all the things you're blessed with, the good things in your life. Express your gratitude to everyone around you who helped you to be the person you are today. gratitude to the Panchabhutas, the 5 elements, express your gratitude to cosmos, universe, everything around you. Express your gratitude. If you have a job, your family, loving family and friends, the pure air, the prana, which flows in and out, the water, the food in your plate, count all your blessings. Express your gratitude to all the gurus, gratitude to Sri Adi Shankara, for inspiring us, teaching us, and guiding us in today's meditation process. Express your love and appreciation to everyone and everything. As you are in that high vibrational frequency of the gratitude and abundance, experience you're radiating with higher energies. The inner peace and happiness. The power within you. The strength, the courage. Experiencing this happiness, ecstasy within. Slowly come back to the present moment. soaking everything we received today. And please open your eyes with a beautiful smile, with love and appreciation to everyone. Thank you. Thanks, everyone, for joining today's session. And thanks once again, Sanjeev, for an excellent session on Adi Sankaracharya. Um, so I know there's a lot about Adi Shankara and the service he has done to humanity, spreading that Advaita philosophy and uniting all the paths, and setting up a clear path for everybody to follow, unifying everything. So anybody has any questions to Sanjeev, or anything on Adi Shankara and what he explained, you can unmute yourself, and you can, if you want to have your cams on, it will be great to see you as well, if you're comfortable.
Yeah, today I felt it's very great. Like Sanjeev Garu started at a very high note, and he's also a very good storyteller. Like whatever he's explaining, it's almost I feel like it's going in front of my eyes. That detail he explained. Like thanks to you, Sanjeev Garu. Really amazing.
Oh,
And
glad you connected. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy Sanjeev Garu. It's very informative, very informative. Like, though we have read a lot about Adi Shankaracharya, is the Guru, like the Adi Guru, but you have explained more than what we know. Thank you so much. Very informative.
Thank you.
And if you want to cover a part two, we'll be more than happy to send you
I
sometime.
think
I
pretty
agree.
much
Yeah.
covered it. Yeah, I have pretty much covered it. It's just that I wanted to go a bit deeper, but I think I have covered it. So probably I may not have.
Sure, you can take a different guru as well.
And
yeah, some of these sessions are really enlightening. Like knowing all the gurus and their significance and what changes they have brought into the our culture, our generations, and all. It's really amazing. Like this satsang really helping. Thanks a lot for Anu Garu and Prem Garu. And yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah, glad
Yeah,
to hear
I
that,
agree.
Chandra. Yeah, that was the main idea behind this. Hoping that we learn something every week.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a great inspiration, actually.
Yeah, very.
yeah, and thank you both for creating this platform, like, for all of us to share and get together. Thank you.
Thanks to everyone for joining. Actually, that the group that makes uh, gives more strength. So please
Yeah,
inform your friends and family, anybody interested to join the session, so we can expand. We can expand this ripple of happiness to everyone around us as much possible.
awesome.
Awesome.
So it's already
Thank you.
10:10. So if anybody has any other comments, please feel free to share your comments. If not, we'll once again meet next Thursday with a new speaker and learn about a new guru. Until then, have a wonderful time. And once again, I would like to end by saying thank you, Sanjeev, for your time. I know you are busy, but you've taken time to make this presentation happen. It is a wonderful experience.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, I just wanted to say one last thing. Like, I've been going through the Sankara Namavali 108 by Chaganti. So actually, it pretty well aligned with, the session. Like, in the sense, I'm at 87th or 88th now. If any one of you have time, please go through it. It's amazing. Like, in the sense, it will be very, very helpful to the spiritual journey. It's thought provoking and what.
What's that again, Sanjeev? I couldn't get what
So
were
it
you.
is.
Kyaganti Kotesh.
Yeah, it is Shankara Namavali, like 108 Namas, like whatever I have shown,
Oh, okay.
whatever, yeah. So each of his Nama is like really, really, you can follow any of the disclosures. I'm following Chaganti's, and it is pretty amazing going through what he has done and whatnot.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you for that
Thank you.
note. Okay, thank you all. Good night, and see you all again with your friends if possible, your husbands or wives, spouses. please ask them to come and join the sessions. Thank you all. See you
Even the
again next
children,
Thursday.
actually.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Good
Thanks for
night.
joining. Good
Thank
night.
you all.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Mukeshji. Talk to you soon.